Today we're going to draw Jack Skellington dressed as Sandy Claus. So let's take our marker and we're going to start in the middle by drawing his nose. So I'm going to draw a short little line like that, make it look kind of like a teardrop. I'm going to color that in, and then next to it we're going to draw one same shape, but it's going to be angled a little bit differently. So this one kind of goes this way, this one points that way. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is block in his eyes. So his eyes are going to have two different shapes. We're going to have one that's on the far side of his head, one that's on the close side of his head. And they're going to be different shapes. They'll be about the same size, height-wise, but they won't be the same width. So let's go over here. We're going to draw his left eye, and so what we're going to do is draw kind of a really flat football shape, kind of like a tall, skinny oval. Let's go in and color that in. And next we're going to draw his other eye, and what we're going to do is go about right across from the top where we drew this one. This one's going to be a little fatter, so we're going to draw kind of a flat half like that. So this half matches this half, but then this other side we're going to go kind of wide on the bottom and get skinny up to the top. This is the eye that's closer to us. That's why we can see a little bit more of it. So let's go in and color that one in now. Okay, and then the next thing I want to do is draw in his smile. So we're going to go kind of under his left eye, and what we're going to do is start there and draw all the way around up to that point. So it looks like it's even with the right eye. So notice we left a lot of room right there. So we're basically drawing in most of Jack Skellington's head right there. So what I want to do is sketch in some of the rest of his head, go back to his left eye, kind of go this way to the left from it, out just a little bit, and then let's connect there to there. Alright. Now let's draw in his teeth, and his teeth are kind of far apart here. So his teeth are far apart here, and we're just going to draw those as little rectangles. And they're not very tall. And they've got space between them. They're not close together, but as I get further along from the front of his face to the back, they get shorter. So they kind of disappear about this point. They're not gone, we just can't see them. Alright, so then one detail that we need to add to his face right here is we need to put these little lines that look kind of like stitch marks or stretch marks. We'll just put a few of those, just very, very short all the way around. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is draw in his bottom mouth. So we're going to start here. I'm going to go kind of straight down from the nostrils. So I start right here, kind of take my pen, go down a little bit, and then what we're going to do is draw a curve out like so. And what I'm going to do is draw kind of a big curve all the way back and around to where his mouth starts at the right side. The same sort of thing as before. We're going to draw in the teeth. Now we can see the bottom teeth a little bit more. They're not hidden by a lip, so they can be a little bit taller, but same sort of thing. They've got space between them. They'll disappear back there as well. And then what we'll do is go around where we have his bottom jaw connecting to the top of his face. We're going to draw in the rest of his face by drawing in a little outline around. So now we've got Jack Skellington's head in place. Let's go ahead and add those little marks on the bottom lip as well. So then one thing about Jack, when he's dressed as Sandy Claus, when Jack is dressed as Sandy Claus, his beard doesn't really go up and touch the bottom of his chin. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start over here and draw in his beard. What I'm going to do is go up to the right side of his bottom lip that we just put in, and I'm going to draw a line around, and it's not touching his bottom lip because his beard kind of hangs beneath his face. And I'm going to sketch it up to there. Go back up where we started, and I'm going to draw kind of a little curly Q down here, goes out, meets in a point like a hook right there. Then what I'm going to do is go back up here. I'm going to go down a little bit from his top lip there, go down a little bit, get right next to his bottom lip, and then I'm going to draw a little curly Q around and meet right there. So then what we want to do, since his beard is made of hair, we do want it to look a little bit soft. So what we're going to do is put some curved lines in here just to give it a little bit of texture and shape. I mean, your hair, my hair, it does not look like a smooth piece of plastic or steel or rubber. It's got a lot of little lines and hairs that go a lot of different directions. So, important thing to remember, this area right here between his lip and his beard, there's nothing there. That's just empty space, so we don't want to draw in it. You can put as many or as few of these lines for hair in as you want. I just want to put enough to give the impression that it's soft flowing hair. You don't have to put every hair into this. That's going to be a little bit too much. We just need to give the impression that it's hair, the illusion that it's hair. Alright, so for the next thing, what we're going to do is begin to draw in Jack's hat. Now, the thing with Jack's hat that's different from a lot of the other Santa hats that we've been drawing is that Jack's hat is not nice and neat. His hat rather, is pretty scraggly. So what we're going to do is I'm going to draw his head up just a little bit more, around like so. Give it a little bit more up top. Alright, so we're going to go in and begin to draw some of his hat in up here. So we'll start with the brim, and we're going to draw just a bunch of scribbly lines that are all connected. Okay, then we're going to go in, and that's the bottom of his hat attaching to his head. So then what we're going to do is go down here, begin to draw scribbly lines, and I don't really have any plan with this. I know the general shape I want it to be, but I don't know how those lines are going to go. I'm just kind of scratching with my marker right here, and these scratches will give the illusion that Jack's hat is really scraggly and not well kept. So what I did was just go in a rectangular shape kind of around there, so it looks like he's got he's got the brim of his hat right there. So what I want to do is go in there just to make sure that it doesn't look like it's smooth. I'm going to put a few scribbles throughout there. Not too many. I don't want it to be completely filled with scribbles, but I want to make sure that it does not look nice and neat. So then what I'm going to do, go on the left side here, and I'm going to draw up kind of to a slight little bit of a point. And then I'm going to bring that point and go down. And the point is going to go behind the scraggly area on my brim of my hat. And we're going to jump over that brim and go down here. This does not need to be, again, nice and neat at all. We'll go down to there. I'm going to go to the other side and draw the other piece of that hat down there. And then his ball on his hat is the same sort of scribbly, scraggly, scratchy stuff that we put up here. So let's just go in there. As scribbly and as messy as you want to make it. And there we go. So what we're going to do is add in a few details on here. I'm going to put some lines in wherever I have little bumps in my edge of my hat to make it look a little wrinkled. This way it doesn't look like it's just one smooth piece of cloth. Okay, that finishes us up for our Jack Skellington drawing. Go ahead. Sign your name. Actually, we forgot to do one thing on our Jack Skellington. We need to color in his mouth. So get whatever you've been drawing with, color that mouth in. That'll make it have a little bit more depth in there. I'm going to color around the teeth. And we'll just go in, fill that in. The more black we have on Jack Skellington, more shadows, more depth and realism he has, the more he has actual three-dimensional shape. If we don't have much black in there, if it's all just black lines and white space, there's not enough contrast to make it look like it has any form. Okay, with that one, we're finished up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for drawing with me today. You can subscribe to my newsletter to get more art fun. Just go to brianmaysart.com/newsletter. And I'd love to see what you drew. Share it on Facebook or Instagram, and be sure to tag Brian Mays Art so I can find it. See you next time.